Hello there and welcome. I just went out for a walk in what I think is freezing cold weather here in London. I'm from South Africa originally, where things were just really balmy compared to here. So I got my nose out the front door. I did dress really, really warmly, and I put my nose out the front door and I thought, oh no, this is really cold. It was the coldest day in weeks, actually. The wind was quite freezing on the cheeks, and even though the rest of me were warm, I could feel it through some of my clothes and on my cheeks, and I thought, oh, I don't really want to do this. I try and go for a walk every single day, and it was late by the time I got out, and it was getting to be dark, sort of 4:15, and it's sunset and no sun at all to help warm up. So the temptation was there for me to just go right back inside and say, you know what, not today. I'll go tomorrow when there's maybe some sun, or earlier in the day when it's not so cold. Big temptation, because it pushes me out of my comfort zone. I don't like being cold, and I'm not a natural fit person. I have to really make an effort to go for those walks, and I have really come to love them, and it's very good for me, and it's incredibly stress relieving, and I just love being outside because we live in a little flat. So the thoughts there for me are, sometimes we need to do something that isn't necessarily easy, but it's very good for us as we're doing it, and also it's good for other people. Now, why do I say it's good for other people? When I go for my walk, when I go for my daily walk, I'm in a better mood. I feel happy, I feel alive, I feel like I've seen the outside, I've stretched a bit of my comfort zone. And after each walk, I think I'm so glad I did. Even though it may have been difficult for me to go out and face the cold and be brave and put on layers and layers of clothes, every time I've done my walk, I feel happy, grateful, alive, full of energy, and really glad that I did it, because I know it's good for my health. And when I'm healthy, it's good for the people around me. So, some of the things that are good for us as introverts are also hard to do. It's not stuff that we really naturally find easy. It's not stuff that we really naturally would want to do, but it could be good for us, and it could be good for our fellow human beings. And some of that may be things like visibility. I work with many, many introverts for who visibility is a really, really tough thing. They don't like it. It's out of their comfort zone. It's hard to, when they poke their nose out of the introvert cave, it's not comfortable there. They fear the eyes on them. Being in the spotlight is not nice, and they'd much rather go back inside their introvert cave where things are really cozy, with a book and a cat and a cup of tea, and just feeling really fabulous in our introvert way. However, if we can find the courage, and there's some other qualities I can think of too, to help us move out of that comfort zone, that very little comfortable place, a little bit, and get out into the world, it could be incredibly good for us. Whenever we stretch our comfort zone and we conquer some of the fear or the trepidation or the resistance about it, isn't it true? Haven't you noticed how good we feel after that? It may have been scary, it may have been uncomfortable while we did it, but afterwards we feel absolutely great, because we know we conquered one of our fears, our resistances, the things that would have held us back and kept us small in a tiny little cave. Now, it could also be very good for other people if we could stretch ourselves as introverts and become a little bit more visible. And in what way do I mean that? I mean, if you have a coaching practice or a modality or a something that can help other people, that can be of service in the world, that can make a difference in the world on earth, and you're not able to do that work because nobody knows you exist, How's that good for other people? So if you can find it in yourself to get out a little bit more, to be a little bit more visible, just tiny steps, just poke your nose out that door, just go for that walk in the cold anyway, stretch yourself a little bit, be the tiny bit more visible introvert than you usually would be. It's going to be good for the world around you, because the people who need your services, the people who really need what you have and what you're great at and what you have come here to do, will find you, or they have a better chance to find you if they actually know you exist. So I will be talking more about this in the coming weeks and months and so on, because it's something that I really feel passionate about. It's part of my journey. It was terribly hard for me to become a more visible introvert, and still sometimes I have difficulty with it. I have reluctance to show up, to be more visible, and there's many different reasons for that. For each person, it could be a unique combination of those reasons, or one of them may stand out. And in the coming weeks or so, I will be talking more about that, because I just think that the world can benefit so much. Our world needs a lot of support and compassion and help right now. And if your work is the work that can do that, it needs to get out there. So it's going to be good for you, and it's going to be good for the world as well. Thank you so much for being here, for if you were listening live, and thank you for watching afterwards if you're watching the recording. I would love to hear your thoughts about visibility. If it's scary for you, if it's something you like or don't like, you find difficulty with, feel free to comment below, or to message me even if you're still scared of visibility and you don't want to comment publicly. So I invite your comments and questions. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and have an awesome day ahead.